Hello my dear students. Today we are going to do question answers from this poetry, that is The Voice of the Rain, which is penned by Walt Whitman, American writer. Okay, so the explanation of the poetry I have already done in another video. Here I am going to discuss only questions and answers. Alright, and according to the new system, we have to focus on MCQs to check whether the students have understood minutely or not. Therefore, here you will find short question answers, MCQs and long question answers. Okay, so please be ready to understand the question and answers. Let's begin. First question is, mention all the literary devices used in the poem. So here we find the question on literary devices. There are specifically two literary devices. One is personification and another one is metaphor. Now let's see, where do we find personification and what is it? Personification is a figure of speech in which the writer attributes life and mind to non-living things. And who art thou? In this line, Whitman addresses an inanimate object, and that is rain. Therefore, it is personification because rain cannot speak. Okay. Next is metaphor. Metaphor means comparison with two different things. Comparison between two different things. So here we find comparison of poetry with rain. The poem of the earth is a strong metaphor used to identify the qualities of the rain with those of a poem. Just as rain has the power to thrill, soothe and heal, so as a poem. So I hope this question is clear. Let's move to another question. Question number 2. And who art thou? Said I to the soft falling shower, which, strange to tell, gave me an answer, as here translated. I am the poem of the earth, said the voice of the rain. Eternal I rise, impalpable out of the sea, out of the land, and the bottomless sea. So from this question, from this extract, we have question number 1 is, who is being addressed here? Option A, a woman. Option B, the poet. Option 3, a stranger. And option D, the rain. So here the rain is being addressed. Next question, what seems strange to the poet? Option A, the rain's answering the poet's question. Option B, the rain's keeping quiet. Option 3, the rains being the poem of the earth. And number 4, the suddenness of the rain's reply. So here the strange thing is that the rain answered the poet's question. Okay, option number 1 is correct. Option number 1 is the correct answer. Next is, I am the poem of the earth. Here we find poetic. Which poetic device we find? Option A, alliteration. Option B, metaphor. Option C, personification. And option D, simile. So here we find metaphor. Next, who is eternal? The rain, the poem of the earth, the song of the rain. So here the rain is eternal. Question number 3. Upward to heaven, whence vaguely formed, altogether changed and yet the same, I descend to leave the draughts, atomic dust layers of the globe, and all that in them without me were seeds only, latent, unborn. So here from question number 3 as extract we find first question, and that is, the I in the poem is option A, water. Option B, the poet. Option C, the song of the rain. And option D, the rain. So here I in the poem is the rain. Next, the rain according to the poet is a source of option A, life. Option B, death. Option C, cloud. Option D, water. According to the poet, the rain is the source of life. Question number C. The expression to live means to bathe, to wet, to sing, and to dry. So here the expression to live means to bathe, okay, to provide shower. Next, what is the poet's attitude towards rain? Option A, sympathetic, option B, satirical, option C, deprecating, and option D, appreciative. So option D is correct, and that is appreciative. For song issuing from its birthplace after fulfillment, wandering, wrecked or unwrecked, duly with love returns. Question from this section is, who is the speaker here? The speaker, is it the poet? Option 1, option 2, the rain, option 3, the earth, option D, the song of the rain. So here option A is correct, option 1 is correct, and that is the poet. What is the origin of the rain? Option A, the earth, option B, the sea water and other water sources, option 3, the river water, and option D, streams. So here the origin of the rain is the earth, because on earth we find both land and water, okay, both land and water, from where evaporation takes place. What does the rain purify and beautify? Option A, the atmosphere, option B, the sea, option 3, this is option 3, okay, there is typing mistake, and option 4, the forest. So answer is the earth, because earth includes everything, the sea also, the land as well, okay. Next, number B, the return of the song signifies, option A, the return of the singer, option B, the nature of the rain song, option 3, the nature of the everyday song, option D, the completion of the cycle of the rain. So here option D is correct. It symbolizes, the return of the song symbolizes the completion of the cycle of rain, okay. Let's move to question number 5. There are two voices in the poem. Who do they belong to? Which lines indicate this? There are two voices in the poem, those of the rain and the poet, okay, and these are the lines which suggest the same. And who art thou, said I to the soft falling shower. I am the poem of the earth, said the voice of the rain. So here the poet is asking who is the rain, and the rain is answering it is the poem of the earth. So these two lines indicate that there are two voices. Next, number 6, what does the phrase strange to tell mean? It means that it is strange that inanimate rain gave answer to the poet, okay, and this is an example of personification. We know that it is happening in imagination of the poet. There is a parallel drawn between rain and music. Which words indicate this? Explain the similarity between the two. So here this is very important question. In all the examinations it comes, so please be careful and write down point wise in your copy. I am the poem of the earth. It indicates that there is similarity. Eternal I rise impalpable. This is another word, another phrase which shows similarity between the song and the rain. I am the poem of the earth. Here there is comparison with the poem. Eternal I rise and impalpable. Eternal, both song, music, poetry, all these three things are eternal. It never dies, and the same goes with rain as well. Rain also never dies. When it is started, when it is going to end, we don't know. The same goes with songs as well. Age old songs still we are listening to, right? So it will be continued, and how long it will be continued we don't know. Therefore there is similarity that poetry is eternal, so is the rain. Next, impalpable. We cannot touch it. We can just feel songs. Okay, the words of the songs we cannot touch, but we can listen and we can enjoy it. Next, and make pure and beautify. Now see, whoever listens to it, whoever witnesses the natural entity, then they become happy, they find it beautiful, okay, and they find it pure as well. So this is another comparison. Next, soft falling shower. It's not harsh. Music is not harsh, not even the rain. By receiving these two things, we find soothing effect, by which we forget all our troubles of life. I descend to lave the draughts, both the song and the rain. The song and the rain has power to lave the drought areas. It means the barren life of human being will be better, it will be enjoyable, it will be enlightening after the arrival of something new called song or music or poetry. Okay, the same thing happens to the land when rain arrives to it. For song issuing and with love it returns. See, in this line also we find similarity, because rain and song, it covers all the three phases of life. From first it is created, it goes towards the audience, and then it comes back. So it is completing three processes on the way, therefore it is compared here. Both rain and music have the power of falling softly, one on the parched lands and the other on human souls. They are life givers. Without rain and music, everything is only seeds, latent and unborn. They make pure and beautify things and human beings as well. How is the cyclic movement of rain brought out in the poem? Compare it with what you have learned in science. See children, this you can write in your own words as well. My answer is, Walt Whitman brings out cyclic movement of the earth. First it rises out of the land and the sea, then it soars into the sky where it takes the shape of the cloud, and then descends to bathe the droughts and other things. In science we have learned how water on the earth and in the sea takes the shape of the water vapor, that is evaporation process, then it becomes cloud, condensation, and then finally it takes the shape of the rain, that is precipitation, evaporation, condensation and precipitation. So through these three processes it covers cyclic movement of the rain. Next question is, why are the last two lines put within bracket? This is also another important question for the students. The last two lines are put in brackets because they serve the purpose of additional information on music, which is not the subject matter of the poem. See, the first few lines are spoken by the rain, but last two lines are not the words of the rain. It is the assumption of the poet. After listening to the rain, it is his assumption about the situation, so it is within the bracket. In order to segregate from the rain's conversation, it has been put within bracket. It is parallelism between rain and music with the sample. It is parallelism between rain and music with the simple cyclic movement and impact on men, matters and vegetation. Next question number 10. Whom does the poet address? Why is he surprised? First point is, the poet feels fascinated as he watches the shower of the rain. Suddenly he puts a question to the rain. Who are you? When the rain answers back, he is surprised as he has never expected that the rain will answer him. This is your answer. Let's move to the question number 11. In which mood is the poet? The poet is in happy, curious mood. He wants to have a dialogue with something that revitalizes everything and touches his heart. So these points should not be missed out in the examination. See children, I am not going through much explanation here because you have to focus on answers and explanation is done in another video. So please go through that if you want total explanation. What does the rain tell the poet? The rain tells the poet that it is the poetry of the earth. It rises eternally. Eternally means never ending, untouched by the human hands out of the land and the sea. Untouched shows that it is invisible. Then it takes a vague form but remains the same. It takes the vague form because cloud changes its shape. Okay, now and then it changes its shape, but the tiny water vapor will have water droplets in it. Okay, water droplets in it, and the same thing we find in the rain as well. So the core content is same even if the shape is changed. Let's move to next question. How does rain descend and with what effect? The rain descends on drops, tiny particles and dust of the earth. It provides life to all on earth when it falls. Without rain, all things remain seeds only, hidden and unborn. So here, the rain does so many things. It beautifies our earth. Not only that, it clears our environment and it gives life to entire species which are flourishing on the earth. Without rain, everything will be useless. What does rain do round the clock? Round the clock means day and night. Let's see the answer. The rain is a life-giving source. It gives back life to its own origin, and that is earth. It purifies and beautifies its own origin, that is earth and the sea. In this way, it is busy in something constructive round the clock. Round the clock, it is to indicate that the task of nature is never ending. It continues. It was continued, it is being continued, and it will remain continued in future as well. Question number 15. In what sense does the rain become the voice of the earth? See, when rain falls, the earth seems to find its expression in its freshness and coolness. The earth seems to sing. The rain becomes the poem of the earth. Let's move to the next question. What will happen if there is no rain? The answer is obvious. If there is no rain, there won't be any new life on earth. There won't be any beauty. Therefore, it will look dull and barren land, right? All seeds will remain unborn. It will remain inside the earth only. There won't be any sprouting. There won't be any germination. Next, dust particles, impurities will be settled down because of the rain. Otherwise, it will keep on floating in the atmosphere. So there are multiple demerits if there won't be any rain. Next, justify the title of the poem. The poem is aptly titled The Voice of the Rain because the poet personifies rain to underline its numerous blessings to the earth. It is the rain which gives new life to the earth. It becomes the poem of the earth. Without poem, the life is ruined. It's barren. The same thing happens to the rain if it is not there on earth. So children, here you will find 8 questions and you all have to try to answer all the questions by yourselves and see whether you all are ready for the examination or not.